So from what I saw, you main support mainly.
Yeah,
Am I
flex mid.
correct?
But yeah,
Flex mid. How often do you get mid if you're flexing mid?
oh, I mean, I usually play with like some friends, and another one's also a support main.
Oh, right. I see. Because otherwise, I don't think the queue would ever put you in mid if you pick support.
It's happened like once or twice in ranks, and I was super confused. But
Oh, really? So you probably never even expected it.
queuing support mids, you're pretty much guaranteed support,
Yeah. So
especially in
how
especially in
long?
this elo.
Yeah. How long have you been playing for?
I started. Well, I played like a tiny bit back in like '09.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I was 9, so I wasn't good at all.
Right.
And I started again in August of last year.
I see. Okay, cool. And what kind of supports do you main?
Um, I Leona, Yuumi, and then I'm trying to still figure out what kind of mage support I like the most. I'm leaning towards with
I see. And do you have like a preference of playstyle when it comes to support?
mostly whichever one the team needs.
Right.
It's mostly Yuumi and Leona though, just because people don't play tanks necessarily, and so that I need that Leona.
Right. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're going to go through the replay and try to spot if you end up losing this game, right?
Yeah.
Right. Uh, okay, we're going to go through it and let's see what we can figure out. So you are with Kaisa. She's not your duo, right?
No, my duo is the top.
Okay. So Shen is your duo. And you're against Tarek, Caitlyn. Alright, it's going to be a bit of a rough lane, probably.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Decide to go for an invade, but like against Tarek, I wouldn't advise it. Sure. Oh my god, and he burned his flash too. Well, I still don't consider that a good play, but it's more that the enemy are bad than you being.
Minions have spawned.
He's blowing his flash. It's not really worth it for him, honestly. And you should probably go now, yeah. So what's your plan going into this lane?
Let's just kind of poke Caitlyn down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that I saw that Tarek took E first. And so I knew that it was he wouldn't be able to heal her as much. To try to get her low, so then he's forced to heal her up and use his mana.
Right. Your trades with the Q are pretty good, but what I would advise on Yuumi is instead of sitting all the time on your ADC, you should be sitting off your ADC. The reason for that being you are very safe. Your health bar can only ever go down if you choose to, meaning if you hop off your ADC. So a very important thing you can do with Yuumi is you can soak up their abilities and bait them out. Once Tark levels his Q, you should be constantly off your ADC and baiting his Q out. That way, your ADC can farm in peace without being concerned that they will get stunned. So your Q trades are pretty good, but I think you were sitting so far on the ADC a bit too long. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Alright, they're level 3 here now. Okay, now they know you're there. There's no point in being there. You should be off your ADC and constantly harassing the Stark and baiting out his Q. And as soon as you see? Because otherwise he's free to do this shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
Just like
melee.
you mean his ear, the stun.
And also, any trade your Kai'Sa does with Kate, she's losing it because you're not contributing with your auto attacks, and you're also not giving her the shield passive that Yuumi has. So off your ADC, auto anyone who comes in range, back on your ADC, give her the shield. Try to bait out their abilities because you're so safe with Yuumi. There's no way Taric can ever stun you. Unless you're sleeping. And this Shen ult was absolutely atrocious. The worst time to use your Shen ult is when your wave is pushing. Because you're going to lose the next waves. Does he have TP? He doesn't...
The Shen he TP'd down there, he didn't.
Oh, he TP'd, he didn't... Oh, of course, because
Yeah.
he's level 4. Ow. No, you should be chilling. You don't want to trade with them here. You can also ping your ADC if you have better decision making, because her tanking this wave and trying to trade with those guys is a bad idea at this point. Yeah, just back here. No, this is terrible. This fucks up the tempo. She doesn't have enough mana, and even if she slow pushes, they're going to have item and health advantage, and you could die here. Alright, but you as the support, yeah, going to the Drake is the call, but you should be pinging this Kai'Sa off the wave. Or she will die here. Okay. All good. He's invisible. Don't Q too early, because you'll give him away. Okay, nice. Very good. Off him. If your abilities are on cooldown, don't ever stay on the person. There's never any point for you to stay. Let's see your items. Okay, you got pinks. You got 2 of them. What are you building towards?
Moonstone.
Moonstone. Okay.
My typical build path is Moonstone into Putrefier into Staff of Flowing Water.
Okay. Do you always build Staff of Flowing Water? Because that's only good on mages, from what I know. Or AP damagers in general.
Yeah, I build it more than Ardent Sensor, just because the adding the ability haste. I find that to be useful.
Right.
But if I have like an all AD team, yeah, I don't build it.
Well, there's another situation in which you should go for Ardent. You have 2 other auto attackers in your team, namely Twitch and Yone, both with attack speed steroids. So if your Kaisa falls behind and becomes useless, and especially now that your Twitch has 3-0, you should seriously consider Ardent Censer. But that's only your third item, so there's still some time until that decision comes. But I'm just saying, if the person that you would put Staff of Flowing Water buff on is kind of useless, there's no point in building it.
Red team double
Just
kill.
go for Ardent. Your mid just died second time. Okay. Once again, you keep staying a bit too much on your ADC. Off and try to... You can try to zone the Taric. You can try to bait his Qs. There's so much you can do, but you're just sitting on your ADC.
Rampage.
You're not just a Q spam bot on Yuumi. You should be off and contributing those auto attacks.
Is only half a plan.
A good time to auto attack the enemy ADCs is whenever they walk up for CS and they're about to last it, because then they're focused on the CS and they are locked in the auto attack animation and they can't auto attack you back. Make sense?
Yeah.
But if you keep sitting on your ADC, that will never happen. You can auto attack, go back, W back on your ADC, and then your Q has a longer range than your auto attack, so you can also Q to follow up. Also, when the Waven is in awkward positions like this, you should always be trying to get it shoved, because you're very vulnerable to ganks. Sure, you have it ward this time, but I'm just talking about habit here. If you see that your ADC is struggling to get the wave under the turret, just don't sit like this. Again, get off the ADC and try to help with the push. Because the sooner you get it under their turret, the less you're vulnerable in this weird position here. Right?
Yeah, makes sense.
Okay, Twitch is 4-0. I would actually try to group with Twitch sometimes and try to get something done on the top side of the map.
Killing spree.
There's not much happening here in the bot lane, and I get a feeling Kaisa can handle her own if she just farms safely. So you could help Twitch, because Twitch is doing pretty well, but they are still the top side, top half of the map is still kind of losing, right? We have Graves 2-0, we have Yi 3-1, Akali 2-1, so you can kind of help Twitch secure his advantage in that side of the map. I don't think you'll ever get to kill these two guys. They're very long range. They have a lot of sustain. It's kind of a snooze fest here in the bot lane. What do you think?
Yeah. For me, I find it hard, especially when I'm playing an enchanter as opposed to when I'm playing like Leona, to know when to do those roams. With Leona, it's more intuitive for me.
Yeah.
Like it's my Leona playstyle is super roam heavy, whereas my Yuumi playstyle and also like other enchanter
Well,
playstyles
the truth is,
sit in bot lane.
yeah, the truth is you can't just walk around the map with Yumi's movement speed and no boots.
Yeah.
So you could just, type to Twitch, hey, you wanna group up? I wanna sit on you for a while and get something done on the top side, something like that, You need someone to taxi you around, basically. So maybe sync up your base with their base and take it from there. Okay. Shit.
Blue team's turret.
Alright, you tried, but Kaisa flashed and kind of screwed up your ult there. Let me watch that replay. I have a feeling there was something else you could have done there. So you see the TP in the bot lane? Alright, Kaisa. I wouldn't have ulted there, to be honest. It was a bit premature. It was you were ulting for one person while two others were coming from the top side. I'm not sure, but I think funny thing. I think let me. I think you could have done an asshole move. Can you W off the Kaisa over the wall here?
I think so, yeah.
And then take the blast
Boss will get executed.
and leave her to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you could have done an asshole move like that. But it probably would have tilted the fuck out of you. Oh, you could have, yeah, you could have gone on your Twitch. Maybe. Possibly. I would have done it personally. I don't give a fuck. Alright, let's, I think your best hope this game is your Twitch. He's playing pretty well despite the tragedy that's going on in mid and top. So I would just tell Kaisa, try to survive the lane, and I would just sit on Twitch at this point. You kind of gotta, especially as Yuumi, you gotta recognize who your carries are, who your win conditions are. I think that this game would turn into a different story if you sat on Twitch instead of Kaisa. And on the plus side is Kaisa will be getting solo XP if you let her be and let her farm. There's no chance in hell you're killing these guys. You also got off your ADC for some reason. I think you panicked there.
My thought process there, I didn't realize that Tarek was Eing. If I realized that, I wouldn't have, but I was trying to block the Caitlyn ult.
Okay, let's see it again.
Yeah, so I didn't see the Tarek ult.
Yeah,
Tarek E, I mean.
Yeah, that was a bit unlucky.
Like if I had seen it, I might not have done that, but I honestly don't know.
But again, I think you should be sitting on Twitch from this point on.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
As an Enchanter support, you gotta understand you don't have a lot of what's the word? Not autonomy. The word is slipping. You don't have a lot of individual control over the outcome of the game. You're an enabler for your carries, and if you sit on the wrong carry, then you know you're not having as much of an impact as possible. You can also, I'm not sure you're maximizing the potential of your wards, so you can either ping whoever you're on to walk around a bit to set up vision, or just get off them for a tiny bit and try to place some vision when you get a chance. But that's not as important as sitting on the right carry. And with Twitch, it's so much more powerful that he goes invisible, and you get to go invisible as well with him. So they're not even seeing your ultimate coming. Another thing to do, but I guess this is something that now that I'm telling you how this goes, you know, but in general, people in this elo don't know or aren't used to doing it. After this turret falls, the side turret, the ADC moves mid because that's the safest lane, the ADC and support. And the mid laner, if it's someone with good mobility like Yone, they will fall into the side lane and split push. If it's a mage, then they usually end up 3-manning mid lane and sharing XP, which is a bit more tragic, and picking side waves from time to time. But you want to be mid lane after this turret falls, because it's safer for your ADC. Here she will keep getting picked by all these super mobile, super fast champions. You don't want her here overextended and farming this here. From the mid of this lane, from here onwards, that is guaranteed death for your ADC, or a very high chance that she will die if she pushes against this comp. Against most comps, actually. That's why you want the ADC in the mid lane after this tower falls. So, I know that you have no control over these two guys, they're not your premates, but you can at least type them to do the swap. And having your ADC in the mid lane puts you in an even better position to control the map, because you're also supposed to sit somewhere near your ADC to give them support. But you also have your Twitch, which is fed, and he's kind of your main carry in this game. So you should be sitting on him mostly, and maybe going to Kaisa if she needs assistance. But sitting here in the side lane, so far away from everything else that's happening, takes away so much of the control that you can have in the game as a support. So although I don't main Yuumi, I have a very strong suspicion that if you are playing Yuumi, you want whoever you usually sit on to be in the mid, so that you, with your super low mobility, you can still cover as much of the map as possible. Your range of influence can be so much bigger if you sit here than if you sit here in the corner of the map. You can impact so much less here. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't flank. You're in no position to flank with Kaisa, who's super weak. You should be grouping with your team for this dragon fight. Well, I guess Kali decides to int that. Also, if you're ADC, if you feel like your ADC is making bad decisions, you're not stuck sitting on them the entire game. You can move away to wherever you feel your skills are better used. And she either ends up dying alone, or she ends up following you. But either way, you need to be close to your carries. This should be a free kill. I bet you anything Twitch wants you to sit on him. Right, you have 2 pink words still. Is any of your control words placed? Oh, you have one placed.
Yeah.
Okay.
I generally, I think mine is either placed at Blue Try or
Yeah.
in the Drake Pit.
Okay. Well, you have 2, and at this point, I'd be looking to place it in a better spot. I know your pink is up, but wherever it is now, it's kind of useless. Because I'm feeling the need to light up this area. See how dark it is? And that's kind of your main job as a support. So if you can get these guys to walk with you and place some vision, so the map isn't as dark, that would be great. Also, why are you sitting on this guy? This guy is still not fed. He's 2-3.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright, good call to focus that turret. Heal her up, but move, sit on Twitch. Sit on Twitch, don't sit on her. Only ever sit on her to heal her up, but Twitch is your main carry. You should be all the time. I bet he also has a shutdown. Yes, he does. You also want to protect him from giving away this shutdown. If he's ahead, that's another reason to sit on your biggest carries. Because if they give off a shutdown, then it's pretty bad.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah. I bet things would have gone so much better if you were on that Twitch now. That's sad.
Triple kill.
And I panic ignited, exhausted him.
Team's turret has been destroyed.
What?
I panic ignited the Yi there.
Yeah, if they catch you off someone as you're you're dead. Okay, see how much better things are going when you're on your carry? You see?
Yeah.
Well, you die in the end because you took on their entire team, but look how much it took for them to kill you. And he got a lot of them killed as well.
Red team has slain the dragon.
And again, vision. Vision in the river. You're lacking it. My guess is you're sitting on these guys because you want the lane experience. But as Yuumi, your level experience is like the least important thing. It's more important to make sure this Twitch survives and can be safe and deal his damage because he's fed. Oh, and one more thing, I'm not sure if you knew, if you sit on a person, you give them bonus AD and AP.
Yeah.
And on a fed carry, that's even more important. That makes even more of a difference than on a champion that didn't have damage to begin with. You should always be on this guy. Look, and he died right next to you. Did you have your Q, your W on cooldown? How come he died next to you?
I don't know, you know. What's up?
Should be protecting. He's like the top priority, not this Yone. You're protecting this Yone like he's your pre-mate. Alright. No, you can't take that.
Chase way too far here.
Yeah, way too far, and you don't know who else is here. Your Shen should be splitting because he can always regroup with the team with his ult. You shouldn't be with him ever. Can you join Shen if he ults? I don't think you can, right?
Yeah, I think you can actually. It's weird. I know you can't do it with TPs, but I think Shen ult does work.
Huh, okay. But still, either way, you want to be sitting on your carry, not on Shen. Also, because you're two people here, you're drawing more aggression than if it was only Shen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. More target.
Yeah. You're more of an
600
attractive
600
target.
gold versus 300.
Yeah. You want your split pusher alone so that he can hopefully get stuff done unnoticed while the rest of the team is distracted on the other side of the map. And Shen can always rejoin with his TP or ultimate. And you want to be sitting on your carry instead. Go on Twitch. You got an item, I take it. Sit on Twitch.
Killing spree.
Bad call. You don't do this now. Okay, let me look at this again. Okay. Hop on her. If you see her going in, you hop on her immediately. I think you'd also be in a better position to ult there.
Shut down. Blue team double kill.
Oh, I wouldn't have flashed there.
Yeah.
The fact that you got a flash was good enough. But there's nothing you could have done there. Honestly, I would never play Yuumi in solo queue, but that's just me. Because of... I remember the word I wanted to say. You lack agency.
Yeah. That's also a big problem I find with her unless I'm in 5-stack. Is if I'm on a 5-stack, like I played with them a bunch, they understand like what I'm gonna be doing.
If you what?
If I'm playing a 5-stack. Like for Clash or whatever. Or just playing norms with 4 other people. We all kind of have like our chances, like the jungler main Skarner, he does weird things with that Skarner.
Right.
It's kind of like that lack of communication that I find in these is hard as well, especially on someone with no agency.
Yeah. It's a very good enabler champ, but if you don't have any communication with whoever you're trying to support, it can be very tragic.
Yeah. And typically the guy that I'm doing with, he plays some Jace mid as well. And I find that the lack of communication with the more like hard carries, because Shen he's more of a tankish type thing, as opposed to Jace, which is more.
Okay. Hold on a bit. Your Twitch was in stealth here, and you queue while he's in stealth.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, hey guys, we're coming. Watch out. Watch out, guys, we're coming. Why? Don't do that. You're giving away his stealth. Like, what's the point of him stealthing when you're like, hey, over here, guys, over here. Twitch is over here. If I was this Twitch, I wouldn't have showed this soon. I would have tried to get up in a corner like here, you know? But his stealth was useless because you told on him with your Q. I don't know what he was thinking, but I play quite a bit of Twitch, and that's what I'm thinking in that situation. And if I see a Yuumi do that, and I've seen a lot of Yuumis do this, Q while I'm in stealth, it just pisses me right the fuck off. I would ping them off here. There's nothing to be gained from this. You can also ping them off if you feel like is going down the drain, like it's going to shit the fight. You can always ping them off. Yeah, as a support, I feel like you're not pinging enough. That's another issue. Maybe you didn't think that was a bad fight, but it looked pretty bad to me. I would have pinged there to back off. I would go to Twitch. I would ping on my way to Twitch. You're going to your pre-made instead. I don't know, you lost hope in your team or what's going on? Your Twitch is still the most fed. He's doing the best on your team. I would just go on him. Oh, yeah. You go with Shen's TP. How broken is that? Holy shit. I wish I could help you more with this game, but I'm afraid a lot of it is just the lack of agency that Yuumi has to deal with. There's only so much you can do as a Yuumi. Okay. Oh no, don't, you didn't Q while he was invisible again.
Definitely did.
That's so tragic.
Yeah, it's something I don't think about, but yeah, I appreciate that because I don't play Twitch, so I don't really realize how frustrating that is.
Yeah. I bet you anything that Akali would have gone on to Yone or whoever she was chasing, because she didn't know Twitch was there. And she would have found herself in a 3v1.
Red team triple kill. Ace. Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
Yeah, that's GG, huh?
Blue team's inhibitor has been destroyed.
Well,
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
yeah, so
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
I would personally, unless you really love this champion, I wouldn't play it in ranked. Unless you have a duo. Unless you have a duo. Or unless you really love the champion and you don't mind losing some games that are completely out of your control. I don't see much that you could have done here except sit on Twitch more and not give away his position with the Qs. And during early laning phase, don't sit on your ADC too much. You only need to sit on them if you want to heal them, give them the shield, or cast your Q. Otherwise, you want to be using your auto attacks because they also proc your passive.
Yeah.
And then you can give that passive shield to your ADC. So yeah, that's it. And
Cool. Well, thank you so
hope
much.
it helped. Hope it helped at least a little bit.
It did. It's nice to have someone just objectively that doesn't know me look at these games.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right. Well, good luck with your games and stick around. Maybe you'll win coaching again and maybe on a champion with more agency.
I'll make sure to play Leona next time.
Yeah, if the comp calls for it, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, dude.
Yeah,
Have a good one.
no problem. Bye.